Hey guys, Coach Gio coming to you from a different venue today. Again, with our series of optimizing your experience at the gym and hitting particular angles or just techniques on what I use to try to get the most out of each workout. Today I'm concentrating on lower chest work. Set myself up for a drop set, 80 pounds and 40 pounds. If you look at the bench, this one unfortunately is limited to flat, so I get a little creative. We've got 25-pound dumbbells, or rather plates, that I put on the top edge, so I got myself a little bit of a decline because again, I'm looking at hitting lower chest. So what it looks like, and the technique I'm going to describe is called a V close. So you're literally, your hands coming up and you're closing with a V. If you look, I'm kind of putting my hands down at about the nipple line, a little bit lower, so you get the lower chest. And then we're going to finish it with 40 pounds and actually do a fly. So the first press movement is going to be a press with a V close, and the next movement is going to be a fly, again a 10-degree offset. So as opposed to doing this, which engages the anterior shoulder and chest, what I want is lower chest. So it's going to be a 10-degree offset, kind of a V look when you come up, squeezing the chest when you come up to the top of the movement. So it looks like this. Well, by the way, I like to use quick release wraps. It just makes the grip easier, and frankly, it avoids the big callous look, which I'm not a big fan of. But this is just something I do as a cheat code. I'm going to engage core, getting my feet off the bench, lowering my knees so I can engage my lower abs as I do this. Again, that rep range, 12 to 15. Quickly transition to your drop. And this is going to be that true fly I was talking about. Again, still approximating a V, 10-degree offset. Every time you come up, squeezing the chest and finish it. Think of it like you're wringing out a sponge. But remember, intensity is number one priority. You notice at the top of each move, just literally a 1 to 2 second hold with each rep, just to get the most out of that movement. Get after it.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Okay, hey, Coach Gio coming at you with more tips on optimizing your training while you're at the gym, because some of us just don't have the time to mess around. So I am in the midst of a drop. I've already done, and by the way, I'm sorry, we're talking about shoulders, specifically anterior shoulder press moves. One of my favorite moves to do on a drop. So I've already done my heavy range presses. I'd like to incorporate Arnold presses on the drop of this type of move. And so I'm using 30 pounds. The Arnold press movement really involves a press, rotation, and then press up again, and you're rotating around the shoulder head. So what it looks like with weights, again, I like to use wraps just because of the callous thing, and it gets away from a true grip, so I can concentrate on the target muscle. I'll keep repeating these terms: intensity, target muscle, feeling the weight in the movement. And so the Arnold press on a drop will look like this. Close at the top, rotate to the front, press through, rotate back. Couple of key things. You're gonna get gassed on this part of the movement versus the press itself. It'd be handy to have a spotter, but if you don't, that's fine. It's just a way to wring out the sponge, like I keep stressing. Just something for you to think about. Anyways, get after it. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Look forward to hearing from you. Hey guys, Coach Gio. Talking about optimizing training techniques for different body parts. This one is going to be about looking for the peak and for bicep training. If you look at your bicep, we're going to divide it into 4 sections: upper, lower, outer, and inner. For this particular move, I'm looking to optimize the lower. So think about range of motion. The lower range of motion is going to be targeting the lower. You can go inner or outer depending on how you track that weight up to your face. Because this is going to be targeted for lower bicep, because I'm looking for that peak at the lower end to the upper, I'm going to grab the weight, go to the inside of the knee, and again, because I'm looking at the lower bicep, inner lower bicep, not only am I going to stick to a 3/4 rep, which if you look, I'm just breaking parallel here, just coming up just above parallel, because again, that's about 80 degrees or 80% contraction of that bicep move. But also, I'm tilting my wrist so that the pinky end of my wrist is coming toward my face versus just parallel. And again, it's a matter of just twisting that wrist. I'm using the other hand to assist as I get tired. Just, again, to wring out that sponge to maximum intensity. And of course, you're gonna get gassed, trust me. But it's such an effective method of bringing out that bicep head. That's what that looks like. Let me know what you think.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Coach Gio coming at you with optimizing training techniques. We're talking about arm day, specifically tricep extensions overhead. Single arm dumbbell raises is what we're looking at. Inner tricep is the target for this one. Again, what we talked about before, intensity, target muscle, squeezing it out all the way to the end. Those are the tips that I have for you. As far as the technique is concerned, again, I like to use wraps so I can get away from the grip portion of this to really hit the target. What it's going to look like, and again, depending on the bench that you're sitting on, I've got a high back bench, so I'm sitting on the end of this bench. You can tilt the seat up a little bit to give you a little bit of a more of an isolated feel to this. Again, core activation is part of this as well. So again, suck in the gut when you do this. Bring this up over your head and over the back. Again, if you can get a good stretch to begin with, pull up, straight up. And I'm actively thinking about engaging the inner upper tricep, which represents about 60% of that arm bulk. So if you're looking to get big arms, start with triceps. Go there. Everybody has this big misconception of hitting the biceps. Biceps is very small considering when you look at the entire arm complex involvement. The tricep really represents the bulk of this side of the arm. As I get tired, I'm going to reach around with the other side just with the tips of my fingers. Again, wringing out that sponge, getting as much of this contraction as I can in this set. And that's set one. Again, like, comment, share, don't forget to follow. Hey guys, Coach Gio coming at ya. Take 2. Hey guys, Coach Gio coming at you. We're talking about back training, optimizing back training using devices like this. This just happens to be, I don't know what brand, don't care. But the point is this, you want to optimize your position to put yourself in an ergonomic disadvantage. My focus today is going to be lower lats, not upper. This machine is typically designed to hit mid and upper. The way I'm going to hit lower lats is by putting the seat up as high as I can to put myself over the machine. Back this rest up to put yourself as far back from the handles as possible, so you already are starting in a stretched position. Again, I like to use wraps to get away from grip being part of this equation, so I can target the lower lats is what I'm looking to do. What it looks like is something like this. Again, look at that. I got lightweight. This is lightweight, bro. This is warm up. Not really. Anyways, get yourself in a position so you're leaning over it. I am actually standing off the seat because, again, it's not about sitting. It's about lower lat target. Think about keeping your elbows close to your sides, shooting them right to the back wall behind you to get peak contraction. Rep range 12 to 15.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Set range 4 to 5 sets. Remember, because I have wraps on, the focus is taken away from the wrist and grip, and it's all transmitted to the target muscle, lower lat. Again, share, like, follow. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hey, Coach Gio coming at you with optimizing leg training. Talking about leg press today. Feet position is critical. Again, if you think about quad focus versus ham and glute tie-in focus, it really is going to be dependent on where your feet are on this pad. I've got some pretty significant weight on here, 315 plus the sled itself, but I am focused on quads, looking to separate inner and outer head of those quads, and especially the sweep. The way to optimize that sweep is keeping your feet together and lower on the pad, so that when you press through, the force is coming through the lower quad or the lower end of the leg, just like this. And this is what it looks like. I try not to grab the seat. This is my own personal preference. Again, I'm not trying to cheat, but I'm keeping those knees, trying to aim for the chest. So it looks like I'm coming just beyond seated position. If you look, and squeezing it out. I'm stopping at about 10 degrees, so it's not full walkout. So you're constantly having tension. And again, the key is time under tension. Rep range, because it's this type of a move, I've got a medium weight on here. I'm looking 15 to 20 reps easy. And that's what it looks like. Again, let me know your thoughts.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Okay, Coach Gio coming at you. We're outdoors, sweating buckets out here. I don't know, what is it, like 90 plus?
Yep.
Yeah, with humidity, 100, I'm sure. Anyways, we're talking about optimizing your chest and tricep training with dips. There are two specific moves that you can do depending on focusing your efforts through the chest versus focusing it through the triceps. And it's simply a matter of how you position your body in relation to the dip itself. So for chest focused work, I'm gonna literally crunch, so I engage my core, and then I'm gonna come down so that my chest is the focus on this move. And again, depending on what apparatus is available to you, this is a V-bar, so I can get closer or wider, which makes it great. Other, other gyms don't have this type of equipment where they just have the bar, but you can flip in and out. Same type of concept, but again, grabbing it in, you can work on inner chest. And again, this is a great finishing move as part of your chest day. If you want to focus on arm training, meaning the tricep work, again, I'm gonna go mid-range on this because I really want to hit the inner tricep. I keep harping on this, focusing on the inner tricep. Outer tricep involvement, any type of bench press move, it will always throw itself in there. It's like, that friend you don't want at the party, he's always going to show up. So it is what it is. To optimize inner chest training, or inner tricep training rather, again, you're going to come forward, lean forward, and again, you might want to put your feet up, so that the focus on the push is through the back of the arm. And if you put your position in correctly, you will feel this. And again, it's truly a go-by feel. Feel it out. And again, as a finisher, this is king. Another good way to approach this, if you don't have this type of equipment and you're limited to like a bench, simply off the bench, hands close behind your butt, or just a little off the shoulder. That is sweat coming off of me, man. Where's my towel? Anyways, off the bench, close grip, and you're coming down this way, so that again, you're engaging the inner upper tricep, which is the biggest part of the arm complex. Boom, where's the beach? Man, why are you making me do this? So Chase, my good buddy, wants me to show technique on how to do a proper tire lift. This sucker is freaking heavy. It's hotter than hell out here, and I'm sweating my ass off. Well, I'm simply going to demonstrate the technique, but typically you would take this and run it down like 4 or 5 steps and come back the other way. Because it's so hot and I'm feeling a little dehydrated, I'm ready for it, don't get me wrong. We're just going to cover the proper technique of how doing this. The key is not to injure your lower back. The thrust that comes from the position is where it counts. And of course, cradling the tire up front is really what's key. So when you get underneath it, grab it, pull it up, lean it against your body, and then launch forward. Again, grab, rest it against you, launch forward. And that's how you're gonna move the tire down the road. Have fun with it. Give me your thoughts, yay or nay. Again, like, share, don't forget to follow. Talk to you soon, get after it.
No one's ready to deal with us.
I'm in the club. Am I in the club? I'm feeling like I want to be in the club. Hey, this is Coach Gio, talking about tips on optimizing your training. We're gonna finish leg day with walking lunges. The key for walking lunges is really position versus pace. See a lot of guys go run through this without taking the time to really think about foot placement, leg stance. It really plays a lot in terms of separation, definition. So the way this looks like, and I've only got 30 pounds. Again, this is a finishing exercise. After all my leg crap is done, I am gassed, make no mistake. And I'm outside in about 100 degrees, not fun. Anyways, you're gonna start with your lead leg, come forward, balance, come down to the knee, or touch, slightly touch, walk up, and then take the next step. If you wanna get a little bit more exotic, think about foot placement. I'm thinking about inner and outer quad. So I'm gonna start by maneuvering my foot just 10 degrees offset to center, come down, come forward, rotate. This makes for really interesting work and separation. Alternatively, you can place your foot on the inside by coming forward, slightly turning the toe on the inside. And again, it just puts the force on the outer edge of that quad when you come to do this type of work. That's what it looks like. Those are your options. Let me know what you think in the comments. Love to get your feedback. Share, like, don't forget to follow. Get after it.
No one's ready to deal with us.
Hey guys, Coach Gio coming at you with optimizing ab training. I have a particular technique I use. My focus has always been lower abs. If you don't target lower abs first and make those priority, everything else is just fluff. So if you're crunched for time and you're looking to be efficient, think about training lower abs. The particular triset that I use in this type of scenario, and it's again, it's a decline bench that I look for to use. This is just simply a variation of it. I happen to be outdoors. It's hot, it's humid, forced weight control. Love Houston for it. Anyways, what this triset looks like is I'm gonna do weighted leg lifts with thrusts, transitioning to weighted leg lifts, which is number 2, and then bending the knees, obviously, because now you're running out of gas. And then, of course, dropping the weight for the third combination, which is leg lift, bent knee, because at that point you are just wringing that sponge, activating lower abs to get in there. So what it looks like is this. Just 10 pounds, it can be less. Come up, thrust, and back. Rep range, I don't know, until you're tired. In my head, I try to aim for 30, 10, 10, 10, if that gives you a guide. I'm going to transition to the second phase, which looks like this. Think of knees to elbows. This is weighted. And finally, I'm going to drop the weight and finish this off just using body weight. And I'm really starting to feel that burn. That's what it looks like. That's the way you get these puppies to come on in. Get after it, keep growing.